And we wanted to make sure that we said it is the 4th anniversary of a date that I know has been very hard for many of you. Rush Limbaugh died 4 years ago today. And we wanted to make sure that we honored his memory. 33 years of radio excellence, the like of which has never existed in American history. And there is a longer form clip from Rush that is up in our podcast channel for those of you who want to hear it. But we did want to honor the legacy, the memory of the man behind the golden microphone by acknowledging this 4-year anniversary of his passing. This is from January 9th of 2020. Rush talking about Trump versus the process-oriented people of Washington, D.C., a conflict that is certainly continuing to play itself out in the present moment. Listen to this from 5 years ago.
The American people have gotten used to the snail's pace of whatever objectives government or Washington has. Trump is not of that world. Trump is a results-oriented guy, and he's up against a bunch of process people. Now, if both parties are engaged in process as part of a campaign and trying to win the day on who's the better at process, then you've got a dull, boring campaign here. But when you've got somebody demonstrably able to get results up against process people, the process people don't have a prayer, and that's what they know.
That was Rush in the 2020 era, January of 2020. More Rush legacy memory up as a part of the Clay and Buck Podcast Network. We certainly want to acknowledge 4 years ago his passing and the tremendous impact that he had in the world of this arena, and that want to reiterate, as we have done and said for years. I can't believe, Buck, it's been almost 4 years that you and I have been talking every single day with this audience. We do not take it for granted. We feel immense gratitude and privilege to be able to continue to fight many of the battles that Rush fought. And we appreciate the fact that so many of you have continued to listen to us, and also that younger people out there have continued to come into the fray as Rush would have wanted the case to be. In fact, I imagine that Rush, boy, would he be excited about how many young people in particular are taking up the American flag and advancing it behind the arguments that Trump is winning with right now. He would be ecstatic to see exactly what is happening. I'm sure he is watching down and seeing it, but it is pretty incredible to think about the legacy and its growth as Trump has taken back in for 2.0, Buck.
Yes, and so we are gratified and deeply honored to be trying to continue on the fights that Rush engaged in for decades. And we've got more up at clayandbuck.com, and also in the Clay and Buck podcast feed, we've pulled together special kind of just a memory of Rush in podcast form on the 4-year passing. So please go check that out in the Clay and Buck Podcast Network.